All right. Good evening. Good evening. It is Thursday, July 27, 2023. Welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversation Show with your host, Camila aka Sunshine. We are live on Facebook. We are live on the YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. It is the name of the show. We are live on Twitch and Twitter. Same name of the show. Please let somebody know that we are live right now with some of the dopest guests on this side of the earth. Okay? This is no different than any other night. I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. Proven over and over again since I started the show in September. It will be 3 years. And I've been having an awesome time ever since. This man is a part of history. A dynamic family in the sports world as well as the music world. He is a part bloodline of famous people. And he is no different, say, of his own with the last name of Napoleon. So, don't get into his bio. We already did have a conversation about these schools that I cannot pronounce.
Yes, ma'am.
And then we're going to get into this wonderful conversation. We're going to have some fun tonight like we always do. I didn't wear no makeup tonight on purpose because I don't know where it's going. Last night, well, Tuesday, I wore some and I was crying and doing all this stuff. We're not doing it today. We're not. We're going to keep it light as much as possible. But of course, nothing is scripted. So, whatever happens, it happens. All right? So, Brandon Napoleon joined the Rhode Island staff as we say, the DB. Those who are not in the sports world, defensive backs. He's the coach in May of 2023. So you guys, that was recently. Huh? All right. That's when I saw him and he was on my radar. Oh, we doing it big out here. So I need to get him. I had to wait a while to get him, but we'll talk about that later. Napoleon came to URI from Sacred Heart, where he coached the cornerbacks in 2022. Part of a staff that had the 4th ranked pass defense at the FCS level. Napoleon helped develop, is it Arsheen?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Arsheen Giles, who earned all NEC second team honors while leading the conference with 8 pass breakups. Before his time at Sacred Heart, Napoleon, a graduate assistant at the University of Buffalo. He also has stints at Kutztown University, Geneva College, Midwestern State University, and what's that?
Susquehanna University.
Yeah, that one. Y'all try it if you're going to. During the 2019 campaign, he held, what was it again?
Susquehanna University.
To a 10-1 record and a victory in the Centennial Mac Bowl Series. While at this particular school, Napoleon coached 2-time AFCA All-American cornerback Daniel Shelton. Napoleon began his college playing career as also a defensive back at West Virginia before finishing at Kansas, what was it?
Wesleyan.
As a senior in 2018, he had 20 tackles and intercepted 4 passes, returning 1 for a touchdown. Why is your people trying to get on this live? What is they doing?
I don't know what they're doing, miss. I don't know what they're doing.
So what I need Coach and Kyle to do is either go to our Facebook page or go to the YouTube channel.
They trying to show love though.
I know. They trying to get some time in with you. Hello, Auntie. So, Coach Hampton, you can go to the YouTube channel, which is the name of the show, Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine, or you can go to Brandon's Facebook page or my Facebook page, which is Sunshine Kamela, to watch it live. Cool. All right. So now that we have read, I told y'all anything can happen on here, okay? So we're going to get into who his parents are. Who I had on the show last year. Eugene Napoleon, CFL, and AFL, Arena Football League player. Canadian Football League player. He's also how I no, let's go back to main event. Who introduced me to Eugene Napoleon? Sports agent?
Yes.
So again, I had his father on first. And then he said, and by the way, my wife does. I said, wait, what? Oh, I got to get both of y'all on here together. And so Naya, who's award-winning, Grammy-nominated singer, doing it big. I had them on as a couple. And here I have their son tonight representing the Napoleon family in his own right. So welcome, Brandon.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, I'm so excited. I get excited, first of all, when I see Black men being successful. And that's what caught my eye, first of all. And when I saw your parents putting you out there that, hey, congrats, this is my son, rah, rah. I said, oh, okay, that's another person I need to put on my radar that I need to have him on here. Lucky for us, you guys, we caught him before football season camp was about to start.
Hey, it was a long day today. We got camp on Sunday, so perfect time.
Again, we are blessed that we were able to catch him before it gets real hectic for him. Now let's go back. Now that we have the beginning, and I stated that he comes from a famous family. His cousin is a part of PM Dawn. Okay. You don't know who PM Dawn is? I don't know what world you are living in. But in the meantime, if you don't know who PM Dawn is, please look them up on YouTube. Okay. Which I had Jared on my show the night before he was featured on Unsung. Okay. Yes.
Oh man.
So, by all means, this show is not little, and neither am I. So, tonight, let's get into when did Brandon Napoleon know that he was special?
Oh, special. I just worked at everything I did, so I wouldn't necessarily say special. I would just say blessed, and God was able to touch me athletically, intelligent-wise, and being able to walk different paths of life. Going to different schools, majoring in different things, meeting different people, helped me be the man I am today. As long as well as my parents. So I wouldn't say special, but just blessed, blessed and highly favored.
Absolutely. So let's go back into childhood. Now I brought this up with your father being a football player. What was the role that played in your life?
It played a big role. I didn't know I was going to be in sports, period, but I played basketball and football all the way up through. And people don't notice that there was a point in eighth grade where I quit playing football, and I wasn't gonna play Pop Warner for my last year. And I was focused on basketball and got ranked in the country AAU, and I chose to go back and play football and go to high school to play football. So my mom played basketball, had a contract to play for Detroit Shock and WNBA as well. So I was leaning towards basketball. Basketball was a thing too. So I mean, but my dad playing football was both. It was both ways. So I would just say sports in general runs in the family, and seeing that on both ends influenced me to go either way or the other. But God had me walking the path of football, so that's why I chose.
Wait, did I hear? Did you say your mom played for the Detroit Shock?
No, she just had a contract. She had a contract. She played
Oh,
football. She balled. She turned it down for me.
what?
I was young baby.
So also your mom coaches, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now that I do remember. Again, well, you have this legacy in itself in your home, and you already knew that you were blessed to play a sport. Um, you had a choice, options, and you were good at both of them. That's very rare for one. And so we're gonna, of course, thank God that you were able to be blessed into this DNA, as well as successful home. So growing up, seeing both parents get the job done, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Um, what was that? Was there any pressure for you to be successful like them?
Oh man, that's sensitive subject. Actually, going to West Virginia was basically like following my dad. So I was already committed to North Carolina. My dad played at West Virginia from in the '80s. So when I went to West Virginia, I felt that was like, the pressure was on my back. But honestly, now looking back on it, you know, I probably would have did it again and had a different mindset about it. But yeah, I didn't take it. Yeah, I took it as pressure. My mom playing basketball, my dad playing football. I was like, I got to be good at something. So I worked really hard at trying to achieve that same level that they did, or try to surpass it. My dad always used to say, "I want you to be better than I was," and things of that nature. And he meant that. It's almost the same thing I think for my son now. Like, I have a 2-year-old son. I look at him the same way. Like when he gets older, I want him to be better than me and my dad. He lives on a legacy. So I did try to obtain that type of goatness, as you would call it. I look at them as my goats. Greatest of all time in my eyes. My parents. So I was trying to obtain it. I'm trying to obtain it as being a parent as well, obtain it being a husband, the whole nine. So I see it every day, and that's the goal I'm chasing.
Absolutely. Um, and that's an important part also of when we become adults, we see these things in our home that we have two parents, we have successful parents, of seeing love displayed in front of us, seeing dedication and commitment in front of us, that this is second nature to us. But to some, unfortunately, they don't get a chance to see that. And so it's missing. So they find themselves either um, way left or like right there, or sometimes got to bring in someone else to help balance them out. Um, we might um, look at other people as our example, but for you, you had it right there in home, which is A1, right? So growing up and going to school, hey, I got two successful parents, um, pushing not only education but also being the best version of yourself. Did you ever have any moments where the pressure was too hard for you?
I want to say too hard. You know, I would say when you go away from being in a shelter household and being able to do different things of that nature, you go away to a college. Sometimes you tend to lose yourself. So I want to say pressure gets to you. I would say you step out of your boundaries and you start, hanging around different people you never hung around before. You go to college, college happens, and now you're a freshman, you're a young guy. So I would say pressure didn't, get to me. I would say going away and then having to come back into my own grounds and remember I'm still Napoleon, and it was tough on me at first, and I actually transferred out of West Virginia. Um, and when I did that, it was like I regathered myself. It was like a breath of fresh air. You go to a different school, and now you start to find yourself again in high school. That high school you, that middle school you. But I would say, maybe I think a lot of freshmen or people go to college. The first generation students, they go to college. There's a lot of pressure. They might probably do whatever they got to do, and then they might ground themselves back after they, go through that phase. But I want to say pressure did that. I would just say, going away and then coming back after to get grounded.
Okay. Which makes sense. When you're basically finding yourself, you can have your ups and downs. Because mom and daddy is not there to wake you up to go to class. Mom and dad is not there to say, you know what, can you turn down the music? You got class in the morning. Nobody's doing that. Because at the
Right.
end of the day, the university's still gonna get their money.
Yeah. A lot of a lot of
Show up
a
to
lot.
class or not.
Well, now on my end, they was paying for my school, so they was upset when you missed class for sure. So it was a little bit different scenario. So that's what I'm saying. You missed too many classes. Obviously freshmen get not saying leniency, but coaches understand. You're a freshman. You got a little. You're knucklehead. So obviously you get over that phase, and I did get over that phase in West Virginia. Just ended up tearing my knee, but it took a little bit too late. Like you said, when you look back on things, you want to do things over. Yeah, you wish you're a little bit more mature, but I'm happy I went through that growing pain because now I'm a coach, so now I can tell the freshmen like, yo, tighten up. You know what I mean? And they can actually listen to me and actually I'm 29 years old, turned 30, so I'm old enough to gain their respect for sure, but I'm still young enough to relate to them.
Absolutely. Um, those moments of I know going to school and the athletes had a different type of um criteria. Like they had study, they had tutors, they had, you have to be able to keep your grades up and travel with the team, all of these different unsaid pressure that nobody really talks about.
Right,
Um, and no, we're not graduating dumb jocks, right?
right,
And so you still have to be in a moment of, yes, I'm here at school, yes, I'm having fun, but I still have to take care of business because at any moment, this all can be taken away. And you already mentioned that you had a injury,
yes, ma'am.
and so sometimes we don't look at these things as a possibility. We think we're Superman and Superwoman. That in my whole 4 years of college and playing a sport, that no injury is going to happen to me. That's not guaranteed.
Right,
So what do you have to fall on? I won't even say fall on. You should be a student athlete, not athlete student, right?
yes, ma'am.
So, um, walk us through that of freshmen being on campus, being at the school that your father went to, and did people know who your father was?
Too many people knew who my dad was. That was the big thing. When I switched and flipped and went there, I was considered a legacy kid because my dad played there and was pretty good there. So it was news. It was a lot. Like I said, and when you step on campus, not necessarily obviously younger kids, but the older people on campus, the old fans. You can see Walter here, Napoleon, son, and sometimes it gets annoying. Sometimes you want to be Brandon, but there was a lot of that, and then his jersey started getting sold in stores, and then now you got people wearing the 33 Napoleon jersey in the stands, and it was a dope time. And even after I left, they were still selling his jersey and things of that nature. But even when I go back, um, not that I'm a rock star more than times my dad, so I can go back and go to all the games and be on the sideline just off of his name. I mean, he's a rock star down there. He's a good guy. He deserves it.
Absolutely. So also once he stepped away from the game, and we always look at the possibilities of, as we say, pivoting, of what now, what's next. So you left Western and you went to, was it Sacred? Where did you go next?
So I left Susquehanna. I went to Midwestern State. I went to Geneva College after that in Cookstown. I went to Buffalo, Sacred Heart, and now Rhode Island. Um, it was a long journey, right? And all those steps, like I said, it was a it's a journey, right? But each step I made, I feel like it was a calculated move. I feel like each step I made after my son was even conceived, I was making right moves for my family. You know, so at Midwestern State, people say, "Well, why was you only there for a short time?" Well, I was at Susquehanna for a year, making $8,000. Right. I went to Midwestern State as a graduate assistant and took a whole stepdaughter and girlfriend at the time down to Texas from Pennsylvania, making $6,000 as a graduate assistant. And then she got pregnant, so I can't make $6,000 anymore. So now I had to drive to Pennsylvania, take a job at Geneva after only being in Texas for 2 months. And when people are like, "Oh, you was only there for 2 months," well, I was doing that for my family. I need to go take a full-time job for my son, and my wife, and get benefits. So I take a D3 job, and people were like, "Oh, that's a step back." Well, I don't care what people say because it's for my family. So now I'm only there for 6 months because I get another call from Cookstown, and that's closer. It's less pay, but it's closer to my wife's family. It's only an hour away, and she needs help with the baby. So I'm gonna take that job for my family. People are like, "Why are you doing that?" But then Buffalo calls me 2 weeks into me being at Cookstown, and then I take a job at Buffalo, which is 10 hours away. So like defeats the purpose of what I was talking about. But that was for opportunity. The opportunity to be a D1 graduate assistant, learn more, and now I'm climbing the ladder. So now I jumped from a D3 coach to a D1 coach, learning the game, and that was like probably the hardest year of my life and my wife's life, going through that. You know, being a graduate assistant, she's home with a newborn baby. I'm never home. I'm grinding, and then that led to the off season and me getting the chance to interview for the Sacred Heart job, which is now a D1 FCS job, but now I'm the full time coach. And I killed the interview and got the job. And obviously, just read the bio, had an all conference player, number three pass defense in the country. And then that, I mean, just two, God's crazy because, like I said, I was just at Sacred Heart 2 months ago. And I thought, if you asked me 2 months ago, I thought I would still be at Sacred Heart. But um, it was crazy. Like, obviously, I'm at Rhode Island now, and I can't thank God enough because Sacred Heart is in a good conference at the NEC, but I jumped from the NEC conference to the CAA, which is probably right now the best conference in the country for FCS D1 football. So you jump levels like that, and my title goes as defensive backs coach. So I'm coaching everybody, the safeties, the nickels, the corners, instead of just coaching the corners as I was at Sacred Heart. So God has been guiding me, and I obviously think it's my two grandmas, Ivor Dale McClain and Mary Gaskins, just carrying me on because God knows I made a lot of mistakes in life, a lot of mistakes, but my journey is my testimony. I could write a book about it for sure.
Well, the good thing is, well, let's go back to, are you closer to home now or no?
I'm in Rhode Island, so at Sacred Heart, I was an hour and 30 away. Now I'm 3 hours away, but at least at Buffalo, I was 12 hours away. So it's closer. Everything's closer, but my baby's also 2 years old now, so he's not a toddler. Yeah, he's not a baby. He's not an infant. He can run around and do his own thing. So he's not as needy. He's good now. So everything's panning out. God is crazy going through all those journeys with getting paid pennies. Struggling, and now everything's copacetic. Obviously, he's not where I want to finish at, but I'm going to be great with my feet. My feet are. It's the same. Be great where your feet are planted. So plant seeds in these kids here, and then whatever happens in the near future or the near future is all good.
Well, the idea is, we say, favor is not fair, and sometimes it's not about the money. It's the experiences that we get to go into these doors, learn what we can, even if it's a short moment,
Mm-hmm.
and take everything that you learn there and take it to your next journey. It's always something that we can learn or get better at. That's part of our getting better version of ourselves, like we in the metaverse or something.
Right.
um and so everything that we learn, I think it's funny to me that you're coaching the position that you used to play.
It's natural. It's very smooth. I feel natural on the field. I wear cleats at practice like I'm still playing. It's natural.
That's good because now if I was under you, that I can listen to someone who played this position, can still play this position, and it's not like, oh, you talking to me, but you don't know what you're talking about. No, I can literally let you know that look, you turning the wrong way. You got to pay attention. Your eyes, you get focus. Once you that is it a whistle? No, the count. I'm like, wait a minute, that's the wrong sport. When you count and he hiked the ball, you need to be paying attention. You need to
Mm-hmm.
focus.
Mm-hmm.
Um, one of the things that being a former athlete was always coach, like when you step on the floor, the field, whatever was bothering you, leave it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because however long this game is gonna go or practice, I need you focused.
Right.
So, what is the conversation with your student athletes to say, I know there's pressure. We have it all the time, whether it's actually said or you feel it, it's still pressure. So, what is the conversation to one of your students to say, hey, look, it is what it is, but I'm gonna walk you through this? What is the conversation like?
It's easy. Pressure bust pipes or the big diamonds. You know what I mean? So, and I just usually take them through a scenario that I went through. Like I literally can walk them through. If it's something that's on the football field at the position, I can tell them. I can give them a scenario because it probably happened to me. If it was something that happened in with a relationship with a girl, I can tell them because it probably happened with me. So I just give them real life scenarios and tell them, hey, we can get through this. Look at me. I'm a living testament. It's really that simple. I give them real life testimonies of what I went through. Because, like I said, God makes babies and fools. You know what I mean? Like, He protects us. He protects all of us. So He protected me throughout some hard situations that some of these kids are living in, and they don't have to put themselves in those situations. But obviously, college things happen. Um, whether you become female, academic, on the field, anything, depression, whatever you're going through, I could probably relate because I walked those lines. I put them cleats on. I did the same thing you did. I did the same academics, the same study hall. Same girl broke my heart. Same girl cheated on me. Everything you're going through, we can talk about. So I think that's why some of my players, um, like they can relate more to me because I don't consider myself a normal coach. I didn't get in this game for the money you can make or the level you can reach. Like I think some coaches try to chase the oh I want to be a P5 coach or I want to be a NFL coach, but it's like I think I played at the highest level of college football. I played at West Virginia for a little bit. I got a chance to experience that. Like I said, I'm not a world beater. It wasn't great there or whatever, but still got a chance to run out that tunnel, put that jersey on. So me coaching at that level for the lack of like just coach at that level, yes, it's a dream, but it's not. My journey, my God, and my job is to protect these kids, give them knowledge, and get them graduated and get them to the NFL. People ask me all the time, like, "Do you want to be an NFL coach?" If God bless me with that, if they call me and that happens, yes. But it's not something I'm fighting for, like earning, like, oh, I want to be an NFL coach. Why? It's just because the fact of like I said, I want to touch like these high school kids that get into college. These 4 years of their life might shape the rest of their manhood. Like these 4 years are so critical to them that they don't even know it. Either leaving with a degree or without a degree. Well, I mean, once you're in the NFL, you're in the NFL. You're making millions or $100,000. Like I'm just coaching a technique. I'm not coaching literally like the man or the young man. I might get in the league and there might be a 40-year-old veteran he might teach me something for sure. Like, what am I, you know what I mean? So, obviously, I can be relatable to those guys in the NFL. Like I said, that would be a dream come true for sure, but it's not something I'm like rah pushing for. I'm trying to just be able to be the best coach, best mentor, best husband, best guy I can be, a best teammate in the office I can be. The most camaraderie person, the guy you always want to be around. You know what I mean? But that's who I try to be because that's who my dad is.
So the thing is, as we understand, the older we get, because I'm a little older than you, But those moments of understanding the trials and tribulations and experiences that we go through is not for us.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
for the people that's coming up, the people that's around us. I understand that I never want to be in a place where wisdom goes to the grave.
Mm,
I don't care who it is. I'm sitting there with my hands open to receive because I don't know everything. And
mm-hmm.
you have to be in that place. I don't care who you are, to be able to accept um, the knowledge.
Yes, ma'am.
Your life experience, your life testimony, God sent you there for a reason. Whether it was a day or 2 years, it doesn't matter. Somebody there needs you, period.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Um, those moments when you are away from comfort is also another way that God uses us to rely and lean on Him. So, with us being in leadership, it's understanding that somebody's always watching and they're always listening. It's not just about what's going on in the field. Like you said, it's your personal life, it's school, it's dealing with depression. Because guys go through that too. They
Yeah,
just don't talk about it,
exactly. Exactly.
right? We have to be in the, as we used to say, the war room, is we talk about real life issues. And that's what's going on wrong in the world is we're not talking. We want to talk after the fact.
Right.
How about let's talk before it happened? So I'm excited that you're in a place to be able to be used by God,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Your dad is on. Hello. I'm glad that you are a part of an awesome pedigree, literally. From the time I had conversations with your dad, he was trying to give me pointers and tips how to better myself. So I know for a fact if he's just doing it with complete strangers, I know that he's pouring into his own, right?
Yeah.
So I get excited with all of this stuff. So what does 3 more feet mean?
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I need to figure that out. Like I said, I just got a job 2 months ago, so you can't really criticize me. I don't know. I think was 3 more feet. Bring the ruckus. I know what that means. Like bring the rah rah. Like you bring the ruckus for sure. I know what that means for sure. The 3 more feet. I think 3 more feet is what an inch. A yard is an inch. So if the 3 more feet goes a yard, or get the extra yard, get the extra inch, go the extra mile. I don't know what it means.
Oh, your mom is on too.
Hmm.
Yeah, I can a little bit. Yes. Um, hello, wonderful parents. Let's go back into so what's your goals for this year?
Man, go to the playoffs. We haven't been to the playoffs since 1985, so that'll be a milestone for the team. Get to the playoffs, win a playoff game, um, go out, come out the season healthy. I don't really do personal like that's gonna come on its own. You know, if we all the personal, I want all conference players, I want this, I want an all American. If we make it to the playoffs, in the back end, out of all 5 positions I coach, somebody's gonna have to play good enough to be all conference. So all that stuff's gonna come organically with the team goals. It's team before me, it's we before me always. So that's what I preach to the guys. We all we got, we all we need. It's not a me thing. So um, get up season healthy, conference playoff win, and a playoff berth. That's
What I'm interested to see is the unsung hero, right? Is the one that most people either count out or as we call it in the world, the underdogs.
all. Right.
You don't expect me to do this, but I'm gonna take it personal. And I'm gonna put all my efforts into making sure that they know who we are. As we say, we Keep bucking, taking names. Academic All-American for sure. Um, what did your dad say? Life is all about perspective and inspiring positive change in the life of others. We are extremely proud of our son, and yes, I know, to have the opportunity to inspire positive change in these young men. Absolutely. And like I said, um, seeing your parents' post about you is what caught my eye.
Right.
I didn't even know you existed, first of all. Second of all, when Proud Daddy and Proud Mama get to talking about their seed, you have to take notice. And that's what caught my eye. So let's go into what does a balanced life look like for you?
Um, I'm, as a coach, there really is no balanced life. You know, once once Sunday starts, I'm probably Monday. I'm in the office at 5 a.m. Probably not getting home until 1 a.m. So, as a coach, it's a sacrifice you make. There's no unless you once you get out of season, then you get like a balanced life. Like Sundays, probably not gonna be home. Might sleep in the office. Mondays, I might get home at 10 p.m. Tuesdays might be 9 p.m. Wednesdays when the balance life starts. That's when we already have our game plan done for the team. We should already know what they're doing. Now we don't have to grind so much in the office. So I'll probably be out the office by 4. I can come home, make dinner with my family and things of that nature. Thursdays real light. That's when I'm able to really get home probably hopefully 12 or 1 because now we're about to play a game. Friday should be the same thing. We're going through walkthroughs out the day. Should be getting home around 4 or 5. Saturday's game day. That's the fun day. That's what everybody loves. But then after that, it's right back to it. So there is no balance left during the season. Really, it's all up and down. Especially if you're losing. If you're losing, you're really in the office for a long time. In the off season during recruiting, I'm on the road from like in the springtime. You're on the road for a month. You're on a road different states recruiting. You're only home on the weekends, and that's if you're not taking far travels. So really, is no balanced life. July is the only month that coaches have off. Coaches look forward to July, and they look forward to January because January is the convention. So July and January is like a coach's Christmas. Some people in Christmas time they're playing bowl games. You don't get off. You don't get off for Thanksgiving. You don't get off for anything for real. So the sacrifice you make is almost like you're shunning your own family, but you're embracing these young men as your family. And that's a balance that some coaches have to make, bringing their kids to the office, bringing their kids over. So every Thursday at Sacred Heart, if we won the game before, my wife would cook dinner for the kids, and all my players would come over and eat dinner, but be around my kids. At Midwestern State, we used to have fish boils and things like that. We was in Texas trying to do the thing, smokehouse and cooking and stuff like that. They would come over and get a plate. But they're with my family, and now I'm mixing, both my families together. So now my players see me as a dad instead of to see me as a coach, and now they get inspired to be a dad, be a coach, be a man, a husband. They see me be a husband and a father. So that's the balanced life in my eyes. But you really sacrifice a lot. Um, Probably like right now, my wife and my son are on a road trip. This is my son's first road trip. He drank his first container of little sippy juice today, and I missed it. I missed a lot of things so far, but it's going to be a sacrifice I'm making for at the end of it. He's going to be able to go to school for free. He's going to be able to have a trust fund. Things are going to be set up for him, and he's going to understand that I made sacrifices for him. So that's what keeps me going. So that's the balanced life for me.
That's really good. Hopefully your journey, of course, you're I hope you're writing this stuff down where we can always go back and if a film comes out of it, if a book comes out of it, a play by play, whatever it is, again, this journey that we have or we have been chosen for is not about us. It's about the people around us. Um, the idea of bringing them in. Um, I'm all about positive teaching, positive impacts, all of that. Because again, I can second guess some bad decisions based off of who I know, who I'm around. Would Coach Brandon do this? Would Coach Brandon say that? No. So I'm not going to do it. Um, Again, a lot of the conversations that happen around dudes, they're they don't talk. That's the stigma that they don't talk. So being able to open up your home and show what love looks like, the love that you were shown, will keep them out of harm's way. So
Exactly.
kudos to you.
Thank
Go back to the beginning of, all of this stuff started at home. It didn't just osmosis. This came from home. So I'm excited about that. What is something that people would be surprised to know about you?
you. I'm really good at video games. Probably 2K and Call of Duty for.
Of course, did y'all notice that he's sitting in a gaming chair? I noticed it.
Yeah, nice little gaming chair right here.
Yeah, I noticed it. So I wouldn't be surprised that you're really good with it. Um, but so what is something like your favorite food or something like that?
Yeah, see, I'm a cheap date. Chicken fingers and fries, a plain hamburger with ketchup. It's bad. It's bad. But that's it. If
Fries.
somebody's got me a nice hamburger, they like, you want something on it? No, a plain burger and a bun with some ketchup. I'm good to go. It's the cookout food for me. I'm good.
Mm, mm,
You
mm.
can blame my dad for that one.
I guess if we had to blame somebody, I guess we can blame him.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
fact.
so let's go back also into the home. Well, we know your mom is a singer.
Yes.
So you got pipes or no?
Terrible. Can't do it. I think
What?
I lost my voice yesterday. I was talking, my voice is gone yesterday. I can't do it.
You
I
what
can't
do
even.
you mean?
I don't even yell at the kids. I can't really even yell. I can't even get it from the diaphragm. So I
Your
don't.
mama said you didn't grow up eating like that.
Listen. When you go away for high school, I was eating McChickens and all type of things. Um, I just liked hamburgers. No, chicken fingers and fries for sure. I ate like that for sure. See?
Oh, my auntie said she didn't notice your chair. So it's not surprising that he likes video games. Yes, I noticed the chair. Especially when you work in the office. So I was telling him off camera, I said, oh, that's the first thing I noticed actually was this gaming chair. Like, oh, I got one of those in my office. Yes. It vibrates in the back area. Yes.
Amazing.
If I not that I do this, if you wanted to lay down and relax and recline and got the footrest and all that great stuff, you guys should invest in a gaming chair.
Mhm.
Just to let you guys know, it's wonderful.
It is.
So let's see what else did I want to get into. So, how was it looking back at these successful people that you coached? How was that?
It was God's will. Like I said, it wasn't. They was already blessed with the talent. They just listened and they were able to put the talent on the field and do what they had to do. I wouldn't say it was anything I did. It was just God put them in the right scenarios. They listened to the right teaching, and thankful I knew what I was talking about and it worked for them. So kudos to them. I look back on it and they made me look good. That's what I'm saying. A player makes the coach look good. A coach will make the player look
Absolutely. Again, we are entrusted with these players for however long that they're with us. We have to take into consideration that, hey, God, I don't know what I'm doing. I need you to help me guide them.
good.
And then in all cases, point them back to God, not us, right? Because at the end of the day, it's not about us. It never was. So I'm excited to see what you guys do this year. I know it's gonna be great. Um, and defensive back, well, for those who are not in the sports world, can you tell them what's the positions and what they do as far as what you're coaching?
So a whole defensive back is either a corner, a nickel, or a safety. A corner, if you look at a football field, he's a defensive player. And he lines up across the receiver, the outside receiver. So if there's an outside receiver and you see somebody in front of him on the defensive side, that's a corner. The safeties is exactly what you think they are. They're the safety. They're the last person that's in the back of the whole defense. If that makes sense to the non-football people. So I don't want to. You're watching the football games turn on, and you see the guys sitting, like standing in the back. That's the safety. And then a nickel is usually a smaller, faster type of corner who now, if it's two receivers to one side, there's a corner on the outside, and a nickel will play on the inside receiver across for him and him, usually on third downs and things of that nature. So at any time, I can have 5 players on the field at one time out of all 11 players on defense. Because it could be a corner, a safety, another safety, a nickel, and a corner all on the field at once. So there's a lot of teaching involved. I have help from 2 great assistant coaches that help me in the back end, but ultimately it's one voice in the room. And it's an honor.
So just to also, if they wanted a face to a position, who is a famous corner, a famous safety, a famous nickel?
Deion Sanders is a famous corner. Ed Reed is a famous safety. Charles Woodson will be a famous nickel.
So I'm glad you brought, and that's funny because I went to school with Charles Whistler.
He's amazing.
Yes, he is. Just to see him in action and even going further past, as we say, pivot in life outside of football, he owns his own wine.
Yeah, he's dope.
Yes. I'm actually, so Woodson, if you're listening and watching, or someone knows Charles Woodson, I've been trying to get in touch with him. He's a fellow Wolverine. And
No, I'm sorry.
what happened?
One of my good friends is Mike McCray.
Let me go back to that sound you just made. What happened?
I'm a Penn State guy. I like Penn. I'm on the East Coast, so I like the Penn. But one of my good friends is Mike McCray. He's a draft pick in the NFL from Michigan. He's actually pretty good. So he coaches at he's the linebackers coach at UMass right now. So
Great.
fellow Wolverine.
Thank you. So yeah.
Penn State.
Yes, we are gonna look up in the
sky. Ohio State too.
Oh no! Let me drink on that note. That is water. That is not something else. Because Ohio State. Sorry for all those who are not into football and sports and all this stuff. We all know that there's a thing between Michigan and Ohio State. So I'm not going to go there tonight. I'm just going to let him sit in his gaming chair. We'll talk about this at a later time when he really knows me. I'm not tonight on the Ohio State stuff. Like, whew, I felt the heat rising. So, anywho, it has been an awesome time. Right. He will really try to go there.
That's my fault. I like to throw jokes.
That was a joke. It really was. Yeah. Yes. Dad, you can't apologize for your children. You just can't do it. He
Yeah,
should know better.
you should, you know.
We're gonna come back out of digging himself a hole for even bringing up Ohio State. But anyway,
I'm sorry.
and Penn State at that. What?
Hey, big
And
shout out to my guy. I got some guys at both places. You know, gotta give them shout outs.
no. So just to let you know, you are talking to someone who is in Detroit, Michigan right now.
I got some friends in Detroit, Michigan too. Very good friends.
So we don't do Ohio. But however, blessings unto you. And you know, bless him with his decisions, God. Bless him with his decisions. uh, yes, your parents are laughing so hard right now.
I can imagine.
Right. And your dad said he looking at his wife right now, Penn State. And she like, oh, you just messed up the entire interview, son. I agree, but it's okay. He didn't know no better. It's okay. So it is almost 8.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
excited. Oh my God. I know that you're gonna do great. Your parents said they still love you. You're gonna do great in your endeavors. Camp starts soon, and these guys are gonna be probably some of the best student athletes you have. Um, Take the baton and run with it, even though that's a different sport. But we're gonna say the football with the cleats, and yeah, y'all get what I'm trying to say. Um, so I look forward to seeing your stats, what your people doing. But I do have some church announcements before we let you go.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see. Last October, I was able to write my first single book. The Blueprint God's Design is on Amazon right now. You could put my name in and it will come up, or you can put the title or the code in and it will come up. By all means, support. If you want to continue to see the lights on in this wonderful studio living room of mine and all the wonderful things that it takes to do podcasting, you can donate at the Cash App at $ Sunshine Camila, KAMILAH. That is how you say and spell my name for real, for real. Again, Alita Cotton, AC's Teas, 313-380-0321. My sister who does some of the best turmeric and ginger teas on this side of heaven. I don't know what she does to it, but it's very addicting. She's on Facebook, AYECEE, and I'm gonna get into that too in the health. Guaranteed with either these properties, ginger and turmeric. A lot of people don't know that these are natural anti-inflammatories. Helps with your immune system and all of these great things and great properties that we need in our body to stay healthy and to have a great, awesome year in football or whatever else you do. You need tea. You need these teas. Ginger, and she should be paying me for this commercial. That's what I'm saying. Now that I think about it, she should be. We're gonna discuss that anyway. If you are in Detroit, on the west side of Detroit, I live on the east side. Waffle Cafe Detroit, some of the best breakfast food ever. You can come off the chicken fingers and fries, or hamburgers with nothing but ketchup.
You know what I mean?
Okay. You can make your own waffles there. But I usually get the maple and bacon. Oh, it's making me hungry right now. Waffle Cafe Detroit, Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 18685 Livernois, Detroit, Michigan. 313-739. I gotta let it scroll again for me to find out the product. 313-739-6308. This has been sponsored by Blacktop Streetball Association, Mr. Main Events. Okay, my love, btsba.com. Please go check out the website. The tour should be starting soon in the month of August. You don't want to miss it. You know how big N1 was. Now it's in our hands. Hello? Everything that I'm saying is Black owned, okay? Black owned. Yes, I said that. So support. Alpha and Omega Naturals. My hair. Thick now. Natural curls. Because I use this product. It is working. My mom's hair completely fell out. Using Alpha's natural product, my mom's hair is growing back. And I'm not just saying it because I know her. No, I actually use this product. Alpha and Omega Naturals.com. Please go and support her. Black owned again. That is all your church announcements for the night. Govern yourself accordingly. So all the announcements. We had a wonderful time with Mr. Brandon Napoleon, even with his comments of Ohio State and Penn State. We love him still tonight. We're going to pray for him that he makes better decisions when it comes to these schools. I'm just saying. Much kudos to his parents who not only support him on social media, but they are here tonight also supporting him in his conversation with me. Kudos to his wife and his son for sharing Brandon with the world, to the world. And she does what she has to do to make sure that he's covered. And she makes his life less stressful. That's what the wives do. So, again, last words, Mr. Napoleon.
I'm just appreciative to be on this platform with you, and thank you for having me. And I want to thank my parents and Uncle Maine for even getting us in contact, for you being able to see me on their platform as well. But I thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So when the season starts, I will definitely be looking at pages to make sure that my people also support you as much as possible to get the school out there, to say, hey, we have a Black winning coach who knows what he's talking about. He comes from great DNA, and it will continue to be passed down on to his children. So I'm excited to be able to have this conversation. Some of this conversation you will not get on ESPN because they're not going to ask you. But however, usually what happens, I'm just going to let you know, this is just a disclaimer. I should have said this earlier. Just to let you know, everybody that leaves my platform, they blow up.
Bet. I'm just going to wait for my blessing.
Listen here, okay? Doors be flying off hinges. Like, wasn't you just? Yeah, I'm the plug. I'm just letting you know.
All right. See, that's why I said I'm thankful. It's an honor.
Absolutely. Oh, somebody's asking, where did you get your gaming chair from?
My wife got it for me for a Christmas gift. Don't even know.
Well, I got my gaming chair from Amazon. It was actually on sale. So, yeah, you would definitely, if you are an office person, I recommend gaming chairs.
Me as well.
Don't get caught falling asleep in the chair. That's all I'm telling you. So anyway, I will be back on Tuesday Yes, with another guest. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with an awesome guest every time. Again, get ready to see Brandon Napoleon's name in all the newspapers all across the world. You might see his name in ESPN and all of those great things. Remember, he was here first. That's all I'm saying.
There you go. Hey, it's the plug right here.
I'm just saying they don't know.
Yes, ma'am.
So again, thank you, Mr. Napoleon, for stopping through. Guys, I will see y'all on Tuesday. Keep it real.
Yes, ma'am.